Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Ripe for Reissue. My R's aren't rolling properly. Ripe for Reissue. There we go. And today we're talking about this. Helmut Walcha doing Bach's complete, or more or less complete, organ works on 12 fun-filled CDs on Archive. Now, it's really very funny. I just have to say, I made a video called My Bach Problem, talking about how there's a lot of Bach I don't particularly care for, and I find him kind of difficult and relentless, and all of these things. And that video has gotten so much pushback from the Bach fan world. And most of it, well, some of it is just, you're crazy. How can you not love Bach? He's the greatest thing ever. He's transcendental. God couldn't have written better music. It's silliness like that. But then you get the wonderfully touching, pitying, oh, you poor dear, maybe someday you will be as enlightened as I am. And it's wonderful looking at the range of response to people who just can't understand the fact that some people don't have to like Bach. And you don't. I like a lot of Bach. I respect him immensely. I have no question with his ranking in the pantheon, but somehow, some way, unless I feel that he's the be-all and end-all, apparently there are a lot of people who do, and I pity them. So there. Anyway, that's not the point. My point is the irony in this whole discussion is that in the discussion of my feelings about Bach, everybody ignores all the stuff that I really like and that I'm happy to talk about. One of the things, ironically, like I said, that has never been a problem is the organ music. And I don't even like organ music. Actually, I do. I like certain organ music. I like Bach. I like Franck. I like the French guys, Vidor and Guillemot and those people. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it depends on who the organ person is. But Bach's organ music has always done it for me. I think part of the reason is because the pieces have, most of his organ works are rather short and concise. They're preludes and fugues. They're not, extended crazily, although they're rich and large in proportion to the Passacaglia fugue and C minor. Well, it's a big thing. The St. Anne is huge, for what it is. But there's something about them that just struck me from the beginning. And that's how it is with all of us, isn't it? It either hits you or it doesn't. And for some reason, if I'm going to listen to organ music, I want to listen to Bach because you're getting the most bang for your buck, essentially. Now, Helmut Walcha was one of the great Bach organists of all time. He was the German Bach organ guy for most of the 20th century, until the period instrument people started getting a hold of this and playing it at, faster and with, ornaments and strange rhythms and things, and on different instruments. But he was a splendid organist. He was blind. How he learned all this stuff is a miracle. He was musically incredibly gifted. And these organ recordings, he did the complete Bach organ works twice, once in mono and once in stereo. And I was just looking through, Amazon, and I saw that the mono stuff is available, not very expensively. And then there was a big archive box with all of his recordings. I didn't even see that. And that's already gone. And then there was him doing Bach keyboard works, like on harpsichord, not the organ stuff, the Goldberg variations and things like that, which isn't great. It really wasn't his natural medium of expression. It's not terrible, but it's a little stiff. That's available. I saw, you can still find it. But this, the one thing that most people would want, the stereo cycle of Bach organ music, is not available. It doesn't seem to be available, or if it is available, it's at a crazy price. How these things go. How could that happen? You would think, right, that the universal people would say, okay, we need to have a Bach organ music cycle at all times. The most famous one since the dawn of time was Helmut Walcha in stereo. So let's just make sure that everyone can get Helmut Walcha in stereo. Maybe we should even promote it a little bit, let people know that it even exists. But now it's the usual crap. It doesn't exist. They don't care. I was dazzled, shocked, because here it is, the piece that brought Bach's organ music and his music generally closest to my heart, way back in the day, decades and decades ago, is not being kept in print. And I don't understand that at all, especially when I look at what is in print. And that's the thing that makes me crazy about the market today, the sheer insane randomness of it all. There just doesn't seem to be any method or organizational principle behind what these labels are doing. And you really want to hear these. They're still wonderful. I mean, there are other people. I had my Marie Claire Alain period because she did like 3 Bach complete organ music cycles, and I like all of them. I think she's wonderful. And then I had, Peter Herford and Christopher Herrick and, all those period people. I've got Bach organ music stuff like hanging out all over the place, complete sets and boxes of it. And I enjoy most all of it. I really do. I mean, there was Carl Richter's Bach stuff, which is fabulous. One of my earliest videos was about, that two DG originals, the 2 CD set of him doing Bach various things. And of course, Bach's trio sonatas are, for me, just the acme of pure, joyous, fabulous counterpoint. I mean, if you really want to understand what counterpoint is, listen to the trio sonatas, because you just have 3 voices interweaving and the beautiful melodies. And oh gosh, it's amazing. Well, it's all here. It's all very good. It's nicely recorded. I don't get it. It should be available forever. So I'm just saying, folks. There is no sense in the universe today when it comes to the classical music marketplace. I mean, we keep saying that, but one example after another, brings that fact home with depressing regularity. So if you can find this, you may want to listen to it if you don't have it. I'm sure some of it's downloadable somehow. Be forewarned, there is the mono cycle, which some people prefer. It's also very well recorded, at least the later mono stuff. But, and maybe he was in slightly livelier form there, but this is awfully good. It's just awfully good. And I have such a sentimental attachment to these performances. So, there you go. Maybe my Bach problem isn't as problematic as some people thought. Anyway, keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.